Hey guys, thanks for joining me tonight. I'm Spiguyver, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and today we will be testing the Fancee Feest. So this is another installment of the stove test series that I'm doing, and tonight we've got one of the favorites out there. This is one of the stoves that is probably, I'd say 90% of the backpackers out there that have dealt with alcohol stoves know of this stove. This is the Fancee Feest stove by Zelph. So wood gas stoves, check it out if you haven't seen it before. But this is one that, Shug Emery, this is one that he swears by, goes with all the time. And so that's really driven a lot of people to it, but for good reason. It is a good performing stove. Is it the fastest out there? We'll find out. Is it the most efficient? I don't know. But tonight we're going to put it to the test and find out. So let's go. All right, so we've got 12 ounces of water in here. We've got the 1 fluid ounce weighed out at 0.75 of an ounce of yellow bottle heat. That is in there. Got the timer set and set at 209. Get that in there, and you'll see we're sitting right around 60 degrees. It's just coming up 59, there's 60. Go ahead and get this lit, get this on here, and hit start. And so we'll see how long this takes. Here is the burn pattern for this stove. Okay, we just passed 200 degrees. There's 202. So with the 700, we have a boil at 6 minutes, 3 seconds. We've got a good boil going there, 6 minutes, 3 seconds, and we will see how long it burns for. Okay, the flame pattern is definitely getting smaller. It's still burning, still keeping the boil going, but the flames are definitely going down. So we'll watch it and see when the flames either go out or it stops boiling. So the temperature is falling. Looks like the flames are almost out. I'm going to call that out at 12:28. So 12:28 burn time. All right, test number 2 with the 550 Tokes pot. Again, 12 ounces in there. We are sitting at 61 degrees, 1 ounce of fuel going in to the stove. Should be able to light it right up. Make sure, yep, everything is reset. Lit right up. It's on there. And we're started. So let's see this one. All right, we are coming up to 200 degrees at 5.5 minutes. Getting closer. I can hear it boiling. There was 209, 545. 5 minutes, 45 seconds for a boil with the 550. Let's take a look at burnout. Okay, the flames are dying down. Definitely getting smaller as we approach 12 minutes. Still burning, but definitely getting smaller. You can see the wick starting to pulse a little bit. Still holding a boil, but the flames are dying down. And I'm going to call that flame out there at 12:14. So 12 minutes, 14-second burn time. Okay, so for the final test, it will be Fancee Feast with the Foster's pot. Again, 12 ounces, sitting at 61 degrees, so same temperature we've started the other ones. I've got the 1 fluid ounce here, putting it into the stove. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Starts right up. Pot is going on. Timer is started. So let's see. Okay, we're coming up on 200 degrees, right at 6 minutes. As normal, right at 208. We see pretty much a rolling boil. There's 220 or 209 at 620. So 6 minutes, 20 seconds for the Foster's pot. And we will see burnout on this one. Okay, we're coming up on 12 minutes. And the flames are starting to go down a little bit. Still got a boil going. It's actually still burning not bad. I mean, for it being at 12 minutes and 20 seconds, looks like it might surpass the burn time on the other ones. And it may be because it isn't being reflected back down as much with this being a narrower base on this. But the flame pattern is definitely getting smaller. Starting to flicker a little bit. As you can see, it's still holding the boil. All right, the flames are definitely dying down right now. Temperature's starting to drop. And I'm gonna call that burnout right there at 13:15. Flames are still flickering a little bit, but 13:15 is what I'm going to call for burnout on that one. All right, guys, so we just did the test on these 3 pots with this Fancee Feast stove by Zelph. So the results initially were a little bit surprising. The 550 came out about 18 seconds faster than the 700. Because I'd had a couple of people make comments asking me to do multiple tests, I did that. And so where I came out at 6:03 the first time, I came out at 5:45 and 5:55 the second and third time. This one remained right around the 5:45, and this one hovered around the 6 to 6:20 range. So that kind of gives you the range. So somewhere between 5:45 and 6 minutes is what you should expect. The wider pots are doing a little bit better than the really narrow ones. Plus, this one sits down on there because it has that domed bottom, sits down on there a little bit. And so it doesn't have a great spot. Plus, this is a little bit wider than some of the other stoves we've used. And so the flame pattern goes out a little bit further. Not quite as optimal for the Fancee Feast, or for the Foster's pot. However, it will work and will do the job that you want it to. So where do we stack up on these things? All right, why don't we take a look at the leaderboard and take a look where this one falls in. All right, so here is our current leaderboard after 4 stoves have been tested. For the fastest boil, it still remains the Toke Siphon, but the Fancee Feast comes in just about 20 seconds behind at 5:45. Now the Toke's actually was best with the 700, where the Fancee Feast was about the same with the 550 and 700. The longest burn still remains with the Starlight Modified, with the Fancee Feast now coming in second at 13:15. With the amount of fuel used, the least is the Fancee Feast because of that long boil time, or long burn time, and the fast boil time comes in at 0.44 ounces. It's actually 0.435 rounded up to 0.44. So far that is the lowest fuel usage. All right, so there you go, guys. That was the Fancee Feest, one of the stoves that everybody has been waiting for, and one of the most popular ones out there. Really cool. I know a lot of people do. There are homemade versions of these, and I know people have wanted to see tests of those. I don't happen to have one. I may end up having to make one with the Fancee Feast can and the tomato paste can, and go with the 1 inch because I know that's what somebody's gonna mention. But next stove we're testing will be the Spiguyver stove. One of my favorites, one of the ones I've used probably most out there in the woods. So we'll be testing the Spiguyver stove, one of the lighter stoves that'll be tested in this thing. This thing only weighs in at 5.6 grams. So stick around, come back, figure out where this one falls in the mix. I will see you guys on the trail.